All right, we're about to get ready here for the last home game of the 2024 season, the Baltimore City Community College Panthers and the Howard Community College Dragons. The Dragons will be wearing all black with gold numbers. Libero Caden Jaselskis will be wearing gray with gold. Baltimore City will be wearing all black with white numbers. Expectations for this game are interesting. Baltimore City winless on the season. They're 0-7. They just came off another loss to just played a tough loss to Garrett. The Dragons 2-10 took Garrett to the house, the full distance to five sets, came up just short, and now with a chance to potentially get their third victory of the season and their first win since early September when they swept Chesapeake in this building. It's the final game of the year here in Atholton and the last game on the road for this volleyball team that has been on the road for the past couple of seasons due to ongoing construction on the Callert Foundation complex, which will be their new home starting next year. So a big shout out to Atholton High School for all their hospitality. Shout out to Hammond High School for hosting us for one game against Montgomery as we get set for the final home game of the season and our final broadcast of the year. The starting six for the Dragons will be Brianna Cochran, Alyssa Kelly, Abby Lease. She'll check out now for Caden Jaselskis. Cheyenne Ellis, Ariana Lane, and Maoli Felijo. The starting six for Baltimore City are the six that are here. Are the only six players that are here: Miracle Thomas, Makai Thomas, Casey Brown, Nicole Madison, Journey Trejo, and Alasia Fernandez. Baltimore City does have more players listed on their roster, but only 6 showed up today when they arrived. Baltimore City will start with possession. First serve will be number 5, Casey Brown, as we get underway with the final home game of the season. Brown's serve is on the way. It's picked up by Kelly. Cochran sets up. Felijo sends it over. Brown up. Makai Thomas comes up, tries to get it to number 2. Thomas. Ellis. Lane gets the kill. Ariana Lane starts us off. One nothing. Cheyenne Ellis will serve first for the Dragons as Brianna Cochran checks out in favor of Irene Almonte. Baltimore City looking for an opening here. Kelly keeping it alive. It's out of bounds. And that'll tie things up at 1 apiece. All right, good start for Baltimore City here. They struggled early against Garrett. Makai Thomas will serve. On the way, Caden Jaselskis with the dig. Ellis. Lane gets the set as it bounces off the chest of Nicole Brown. 2-1. Excuse me, that was Casey Brown. Lane serve on the way, and Trejo couldn't handle it. It's a service ace for Ariana Lane and a 3-1 lead for the Dragons. Lane will serve once more. Ball's up. Trejo. Brown gets it across. Ellis connects with Jaselskis. Lane going for the kill. Thomas is there. Brown. And that is out as Miracle Thomas fell behind the net, and when they went to pick her up, fell again. It's 4-1. Lane serve on the way. Ace! Nicole Madison came in to try and hit it. Got too late. She's adjusting her knee there as she took a bit of the fall. And it's 5-1. It's kind of what we expected here. Dragons would jump out to an early lead. This Baltimore City team has struggled to take advantage. Has struggled to take advantage of mistakes by their opponents all season. As Lane once again will serve. On the way. And it's in. Trejo wasn't close. 6-1. Another ace for Ariana Lane. it is a difficult situation for Baltimore City. They just played a tough game against Garrett, and they immediately have to play again. Trejo picks that one up. Brown scoops it up. Fernandez tries to set it over, and a miscommunication by Irene Almonte is going to give Baltimore City their second point of the game. Good to see Irene Almonte in the game. I mentioned earlier in our first game against Garrett that she and Brianna Cochran got a lot of playing time today because Michaela Murray was out with an ankle injury. And as a result, two players that we normally don't see a lot have got a good chance. Fernandez will serve. That was in. It's an ace for Alasia Fernandez and a 6-3 game. Baltimore City starting to get some momentum back their way. Fernandez has struggled to serve this year. Here is the serve. That's a good one. Lane. Ellis tups it over. And a kill for Cheyenne Ellis. A rare kill for the setter, who normally sets up the kills, gets one herself. Abigail Lease will check in to replace Mayoli Felijo. Kaden Jaselskis will head back to serve. Jaselskis on the way. Makai Thomas sends it right back. Almonte dips it over. Trejo gets it back. Jaselskis, Ellis sets up. Abby Lease gets the kill. 8-3. Dragons have got momentum back rolling their way. Off back-to-back kills by Cheyenne Ellis and Abigail Lease. Jaselskis will set again. And gets a service ace. She leads the team in service aces this season. And will add another one to her growing number. As it feels like this year, every time Kaden Jaselskis has served, the Dragons have gotten a ton of momentum. She does such a good job. As we're going to pause as one of the referees rolls the ball across the court. Jaselskis will serve once more. On the way. Makai Thomas picks it up. Brown will set it up for Fernandez, who dips it over. Kelly keeps it alive. Ellis, Lease, gets the kill and slams it right off the nose of Nicole Madison. It's the volleyball equivalent of hitting someone in the face with a pie. Jaselskis will continue to serve. And folks, well, this might be her last game as last home game as a volleyball player here, since she is a sophomore. Jaselskis will be a star on the Dragons women's basketball team. They start their season in a handful of weeks against Baltimore City. Alyssa Kelly with the kill. 11-3. Dragons rolling. Jaselskis serve on the way. Thomas comes up to pick it up, and it bounces off the net for another ace for Kaden Jaselskis. This might be the most productive. I'll come back to that thought. Jaselskis sends it over. Thomas picks it up once more. Brown will set. Fernandez tried to get the kill. That was Nicole Madison. I'll make it 13-3. A 10-point lead for the Dragons. This is their biggest lead of the entire season. And Jaselskis will continue to serve. Boy, she's had a wonderful time serving today. Fernandez will pick it up. It's off the net. It's 14-3. And the confidence that the Dragons got from that excellent game they played against Garrett earlier today has bled over into this one, as they look phenomenal so far against Baltimore City. Ball's up. Jaselskis will send it over. Fernandez calls for it. Brown with the set. Thomas sends it over. Jaselskis. Ellis. Lease for the kill. There's a whistle. And I think they're going to say that a Baltimore City player stepped over the line in the middle. And it's 15-3. Well, how about this? Jaselskis. Fernandez. Off the net. Dragons are not letting up here as they are dominating this first set. Jaselskis almost got another ace there. Brown sends it back. Jaselskis again. Ellis. Kelly gets the kill. Got a bit of an assist from the net there, as it took Nicole Madison by surprise. Wasn't able to get there in time. And it's 17-3 Dragons. Well, Garrett was able to hold Baltimore City to just 5 points in the third set, so that's the number to beat. Miracle Thomas sends that one behind the stands. Behind the sideline, excuse me. 18-3. If this keeps up, Jaselskis might continue serving the rest of this game. On the way, Fernandez, Thomas, Brown gets the kill. Not bad from Casey Brown there. And this will send Miracle Thomas to the line to serve. Ball's up, and that one's going nowhere. 19-4. Dragons 6 points away from winning this set. Brianna Cochran checks back into the game to replace Irene Almonte. And she will serve. Boy, she was excellent during that game against Garrett, in which the Dragons put together an incredible performance against the Lakers. Brown, that was off the net. And that's a point for Baltimore City. Trejo will serve. It's up off the net. Lease keeps it alive, and Kelly can't finish it. Baltimore City trying to get some momentum back here, and back-to-back points definitely helps out. Journey Trejo will serve again. Cochran. That one was dipped over by Thomas. They're actually going to give that point, it looks like, to... Yes, they're going to give that point to the Dragons. Yeah, they're going to give that point to the Dragons. They're going to say Makai Thomas stepped over the line there. So it's 20-7. 20-6, excuse me. 20-6. Thomas on the way. Fernandez. Jaselskis keeps it alive. Cochran will send it over. Fernandez sends it right back. Cochran pops it up. Thomas with a little dink. Makes it 20-7. Baltimore City putting up a good fight here. Cole Madison will serve. Cochran. Ellis. Lease got the kill. Nice kill there by Abigail Lease. Mayoli Felijo checks in to replace Kaden Jaselskis. And it will be Abby Lease who will serve. Ball's up. Trejo pops it out of bounds. 22-7. Lease. That's off the net. Fernandez and Thomas couldn't combine to put it back over. 23-7. Lease will serve once more. On the way, off Fernandez's hand, and that's a match point. 24-7. Dragons with a chance to put this one away. Serves on the way. That was out. And that will keep this game going for just a little bit longer. Casey Brown will serve for Baltimore City off the service error by Abby Lease, who checks out of the game. Katie Jaselskis back in. On the way, Lane, Ellis, Falijo. Brown keeps it alive. It bounces off the rafters. Jaselskis keeps it alive. Falijo dumps it back over. Trejo keeps it alive. Fernandez, Cochran, Ellis, Lane, Brown got a nice volley. Thomas sends it right back. Here's Jaselskis, Ellis, Lane, got the kill and the win. Set one goes to the Dragons, 25-8. So Howard wins the set. Their third set victory of the day. They took two from Garrett, and we've got two more, realistically, before victory. We're going to go ahead and take our first break of the afternoon as the Dragons lead this one 1-0 in the final home game of the regular season. We'll be right back. (25-8) was the final after one set. Dragons with an impressive start to this one, looking to close out this game with two more victories. But first, they got to get the win here in set number 2. Baltimore City had a couple of good moments towards the end of that game, but for the most part struggled, and it's a continuation of what we saw in the first game featuring the Panthers. They struggled mightily against Garrett. The Dragons, meanwhile, went toe-to-toe with Garrett. It took them to a full 5 sets, almost pulling the upset. in one of their most impressive performances of the season. Anyway, we're getting set here for the second set. Dragons lead 1-0. On the floor for set number 2 will be Kelly, Lise, Ellis, Lane, Almonte, and Felijo. And it will be the same 6 for Baltimore City: Fernandez, Trejo, Madison, Brown, Thomas, and Thomas. Cheyenne Ellis will get us started by serving as we are underway. And an ace right up the start for Cheyenne Ellis. I've never seen a team give up more service aces than the Panthers here, so. Ellis. Thomas. And not Hiddle. That one, that's going to be another ace for Cheyenne Ellis. Make that 3 aces in a row for Cheyenne Ellis. Ellis trying to make it 4. Brown sets up. Thomas responds. Lane keeps it alive. And that'll be a point to Baltimore City. Off an error by Maoli Felijo. Fernandez will serve for the Panthers. On the way, Jaselskis will set up. Ellis tips it over. Brown runs into Thomas. Lost track of where the ball was. And it's a point for the Dragons. Ariana Lane will serve. On the way. And Fernandez knocks it out of bounds. Another ace. 4 of the 5 points that the Dragons have scored so far in this set have been from service aces. Ariana Lane will serve yet again. On the way. Up. Fernandez. Brown dips it over. Jaselskis keeps it alive. Finds Ellis. Kelly tries to go for the kill. And it's off the net. Tough mistake there by Alyssa Kelly, but the Dragons still lead it 5-2. Miracle Thomas's serve is up. Felijo. Fernandez. And that's another point to the Dragons. 6-2. Jaselskis. Fernandez picks it up. Brown. Makai Thomas. Good attempt there. Almonte. Brown sends it right back. Ellis. Jaselskis. And that was out. 6-3. The scoreboard is one off. It is 6-3. Howard. It says 6-2 up there. Journey Trejo will serve. Picked up by Lane. And Kelly with another mistake there makes it 6-4. As we've hit the 5.5-hour mark for our broadcast, folks, it's been a long one, and we thank you for being with us every step of the way. Trejo. Kelly. Lease misses it, and it's a 1-point game. Baltimore City hasn't scored a kill all game, but because of mistakes by the Dragons, they're a point off, 6-5. Uncharted territory here for the Panthers. On the way, Kelly, Ellis, Lease wasn't ready, and it's a tie contest. And a timeout called by Howard as 6-6. It's a tie game. We're going to take a break as well. We'll be right back. We've got ourselves a game here, folks. 6-6. Baltimore City has come back, but they haven't scored any points because of offensive kills. They've scored because of mistakes made by the Dragons. Abby Lease can try to get a response. Fernandez fires right back. Lane, Ellis sets up Almonte. Brown is there to respond. Thomas off the net. There we go. Dragons were getting a little full of themselves there. Series of mistakes caused the Panthers to get right back into this one. Again, Baltimore City has not scored an offensive point this entire set so far. All of their points have come from Dragon mistakes. So head coach Jalen Ivey called a timeout to get her team to lock in here. Brianna Cochran will serve. On the way, Fernandez off the net. It's an ace for Cochran. And you immediately will notice that the Dragons playing much more intensely now. They seem to have locked in and know that the last thing they want is to give up a set to Baltimore City. That's an ace for Brianna Cochran. And you see it again. The loud cheering, explosive clapping that we saw at the beginning of the set, it's gone. The Dragons, they're locked in now. Now they're in for the kill. Cochran will send it up, and it's caught by Fernandez. There's some confusion. Baltimore City, it looks like, called a timeout. They did. I don't know if someone actually called a timeout there, but okay, Baltimore City will use a timeout. And we'll take a short break. We will be right back. You're watching Dragons Volleyball live on Howard Vimeo. So after a quick back-to-back timeouts by both teams, 9-6 is the score. The Dragons lead it. Brianna Cochran will serve, and we're underway. And a mistake made by Brown. It's another ace for the Dragons. Half of their points have come from aces. Here's Cochran. On the way, Fernandez puts it up. Might have hurt herself. 11-6. Cochran yelled out a little gasp of pain after hitting the ball there. I think she's okay. Cochran will serve again. On the way, that's out. 11-7, the score. Lee's trying to go for the kill. And she'll get it as Miracle Thomas missed a play. It's 12-7. Alyssa Kelly will serve. On the way, and that's out. And Baltimore City keeping this one close. Here's Brown. On the way, and gets a service ace. So the Panthers keeping this one uncomfortably close for the Dragons, but Howard's still for the most part in control. Dragons just need a big series of plays here to pull ahead. Casey Brown will serve. On the way, Cochran knocks it out of bounds, and it's a 2-point game, 12-10. Brown on the way, Cochran pops it up, and it's off of the ceiling. It's a 1-point game, 12-11. Lane puts it up, bounces off the rafters. Ellis pops it up for Lane. Trejo. Fernandez. That's out. 13-11. Dragons get one back. Abby Lease will serve and gets the ace off of Trejo. 14-11. Lease will serve once more. On its way. And it's another ace as Makai Thomas couldn't hang on to it. 15-11. Dragons starting to pull away here. Here's Abby Lease. That's going to be a service error. And back to a 3-point game, 15-12. So Nicole Madison now will serve for Baltimore City. It's on the way. Jaselskis, Ellis, Cochran, tips it over and in for the kill. 16-12. Irene Almonte will check in for the Dragons. Things have gotten a little sticky here. Ellis sends it over. Thomas pops it up. Madison keeps it alive. Brown will send it back. Falijo up and out. Another point here for Baltimore City as they continue to keep this one close. And some confusion here. Be Fernandez, who will serve. That's out. 17-13. Ariana Lane will serve. And another mistake by Baltimore City. Miracle Thomas goes for a tumble. 18-13. Lane will serve once more as the Dragons try to put this one away. Leading 18-13 over a Baltimore City team that has not gone away yet. Thomas will pop that one up, and that's going to be an error on Miracle Thomas. It's 19-13. Lane pops it. Fernandez. Thomas. Brown sends it over. Kept alive by Lane. Here's Kelly. That's way out and out into the hallway. I tell you, these errors by the Dragons are the only thing that is keeping Baltimore City in this game. They still have yet to score a meaningful offensive point, but all 14 of their points have come from Dragon mistakes. Almost all 14. There's Thomas. And Makai Thomas with a mistake. 20-14. Kaden Jaselskis will serve. And will get the ace. I'm telling you, the best things happen when Kaden Jaselskis is the one serving because she has been incredible all season long. 21-14. Dragons are 4 points away from another win. Another set win, that is. On the way. Madison sets it up for Trejo. Ellis picks it up. Jaselska sets up. Lane gets the kill. Ariana Lane has had an excellent day today. She was instrumental in keeping the Dragons in the contest with Garrett, and she's been having an excellent day so far against Baltimore City. Jaselskas. Fernandez can't hang on to it. That's another ace. 23-14. Jaselskas will serve once more. Dragons need 2 points to win this set. Thomas sets up for Brown, back for Thomas. Sends it over. Lane picks it up. Ellis sets up. Lease tips it in. Trejo sends it back. Lease back over. Thomas pops it up. They'll send it back. Lane keeps it alive. Ellis keeps it alive, and it's out of bounds. A good response there from Baltimore City, and they'll have another chance to serve. And it will be Journey Trejo. On the way, Jaselskis will pick it up. Setting up for Lease. Fernandez sets it right back. And they're going to say that a Baltimore City player stepped over the line. Match point. Brianna Cochran will check back in to replace Irene Almonte. On the way, Thomas. And that'll do it. The second set goes to the Dragons. They win it by 10, 25-15. And we'll get set for the third set, take a short break, and be back. What could be the final set of the home season is coming up right after this. Well, between the sets, you saw we turned our camera on at the last minute, but I think Coach Ivy and Coach Rob decided that the Dragons needed a little bit of a wake up after the after that last set. They defeated Baltimore City by 10, 25-15 to get their second win. But I think our coaches decided that the team needed a little get up because they just had them run up and downs on their side of the court. Third set getting set here. Dragons lead 2-0 with a chance to get a sweep. They'll start with the ball. On the court, it'll be Jaselskis, Kelly, Cochran, Lane, Felijo, and Almonte. It'll actually will be Baltimore City with possession here, as Brown will start us off. Sends it up, Kelly. Ellis dips it over and in. Good start. Good start. That's Cheyenne Ellis who's in, not Irene Almonte, excuse me. Almonte and Lisa are on the bench. Michaela Murray's on the bench too. She's out with an injured ankle. And also out for today's game, it appears, Ariana Beasley, who has not played yet. She's been on the bench. Irene Almonte will check in to replace Brianna Cochran. As there's a service error by Cheyenne Ellis to tie the game at 1 apiece. We're coming up on the 6-hour mark of our broadcast here today, folks, and we thank you for being with us the whole time. 6 hours of commercial-free volleyball. Serve on the way. Almonte keeps it alive. Kelly bumps it up. Felijo sends it back. Makai Thomas finds Brown. Hernandez, that's out. Lane will send it up and get the ace. Lane, Brown tips that backwards, and it's 4-1. Lane will serve again. And Madison sends that back towards where players keep their backpacks. Hopefully, they didn't knock anyone's water over. It's 5-1, Dragons. Ariana Lane with a very good stint serving here. She'll try to put this one to extend the lead here. Ball's up. And it's backing off the wall. Another error. And another ace for the Dragons. Lane, popped up by Trejo. Fernandez sends it right back and gets the kill. And Ariana Lane hit the ground hard there. She's getting back on her feet. And she's okay. Lane made a diving attempt to get the save there. As it's 6-2. Lane flexing her wrist, making sure she's okay. Fernandez will serve. Off the net and out. Felijo will check out. Lise will check in. And it will be Kaden Jaselskis who will serve. Thomas off the net. 8-2. On the way. 2 players hit it at once. Popped up. Brown sends it back over. Lane, Ellis, Lease off the net. 8-3. Serve on the way. Kelly will send it back over and in for the kill. Irene Almonte will now serve. On the way, off the net. Brianna Cochran will check back in. Trejo. Cochran. Out. Same situation that we saw during the last set. Mistakes are allowing Baltimore City to creep back into this one. Jaselskis will set that one up. Lane will go for the kill and will get it off an error by Miracle Thomas. 10-5. As long as the Dragons can keep getting these big splash plays from their outside hitters, they should be okay. As it is 10-5. Fernandez. Thomas. Jaselskis. Kelly. Lane. Did she touch it? Yes. Miracle Thomas got a piece of it. Give that point to Ariana Lane. 11-5. Alyssa Kelly will serve. On the way. Fernandez pops it straight up. Thomas. Brown will send it back over. Jaselskis. Lane. Oh! Ricocheted off Fernandez into Makai Thomas's face. And it's 12-5. That had to hurt. Kelly will serve again here. As the Dragons start to get on a little run, up 12-5. Kelly's serve on the way, and Fernandez, it tipped off of her. Chalk it up as an ace. Dragons are getting their mojo back. Kelly. Fernandez pops it up. Madison keeps it alive. Brown sends it over. Cochran picks it up. Ellis. Lane. Fernandez. Give that one to Ari Lane, who's taking over this game as the Dragons take a 14-5 lead. Ace for Alyssa Kelly. 10-point lead, 15-5. Dragons are on a roll. They've woken up. And just in time, too. Kelly will serve again. It's on the way. Miracle Thomas pops it up. Fernandez will send it back. Cochran keeps it alive. Over! Thomas couldn't complete the kill. 16-5. Dragons. Kelly will serve once more. Fernandez. That ricochets off into the stands. 17-5. On the way. Fernandez. Thomas. Brown. Jaselskis. Ellis sets up. Lane. Fernandez with a big block. Thomas. Fernandez sends it back. Kelly. Ellis. Lease. Out. Baltimore City's going to catch a break there on a mistake. It's 17-6. That's out. Nicole Madison puts it out, and it's 18-6. Abby Lease will serve as the Dragons closing in on their third win of the season and their first win since September. Lease will pop that one out and give the ball back to Baltimore City. 18-7. Lease will check out. Jaselskis will check in. Casey Brown will serve. And that was out. 19-7. Reynal Monte will check in. It's going to be Baltimore City's serve here. Be Casey Brown. Yeah, okay. They said for a second that it was going to be... There's some confusion as to whose possession it should be. It should be Dragons' ball since that was out on the corner. I don't understand the confusion here, but... Cheyenne Ellis will serve. Off the net, 19-8. Kai Thomas will put it up. Lane Ellis pops it up. Almonte Brown. Thomas. Kelly. Ellis. Almonte. Off the net. 19-9, 10-point game. Thomas will serve. Jaselskis is up. Ellis. Lane. And a mistake made by Brown. The Dragons are 5 away. Five points away from their first win since September. Lane serve. Trejo pops it up. 4 away. A mistake by Makai Thomas. You can smell it in the air now. Thomas pops that out of bounds. 3 away. 22-9, another ace for Ariana Lane. Lane pops it over. Thomas, another mistake. 2 more points for the Dragons, and they get their first notch in the win column in over a month. Lane will pop it up. Another mistake by Thomas. Game point, 24-9. Ariana Lane, who went down hurt earlier, has a chance to finish this one. It's up. Thomas. Fernandez dips it back over. Lane. Kelly. And a block by Fernandez. A win will have to wait at least one more point. It's 24-10. Baltimore City will have a chance here with Elijah Fernandez serving. It's up. Lane. Ellis dips it over, gets the kill, and the win! And the Howard Community College Dragons get their third victory of the season as they defeat Baltimore City 3-0. Final score of the set, 25-10. Cheyenne Ellis gets the last kill. The Dragons have their third win of the season, their second sweep of the season. Victory for Howard. Well, folks, the official time on our broadcast says 6 hours, 8 minutes, and 20 seconds of counting. We have had a long, long day of volleyball, and we're going to wrap it up now. It's been a great season. It's been a fun season to call games for the Dragons. We look forward to seeing you guys next year when we're back at our own home arena. And we want to thank everyone involved with these broadcasts. A big thank you to Atholton High School and Hammond High School for serving as temporary homes for us. For all of us here at Howard Community College, this is Isaac Donsky, the big man on the mic, signing off for the last time this season. Dragons volleyball will be back next year. Brand new arena. It's going to be great. We will see you then. Good night, everybody.